Yeah, apologies on the setup time here. That message, that tweet was nearly 10 minutes ago, so setup stuff is always a thing here.
Very.
It is indeed. Hello.
Here.
Right. Stream marker added on my side then, so I know where to cut this for the highlight later on. Hello.
Yeah, just trying to start things up on my end and just wait for the things to set up. Like freaking Google Chrome doesn't want to load very quickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't had many issues with it that way, but I have had a couple of niggles which are annoying in that aspect. But yeah, it's annoying because Firefox doesn't work with this thing, and I hate that. Like, I really don't. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro just does not. The site just does not function with Firefox for me, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just a me thing.
I was trying to my end just to make sure.
It just doesn't load properly. I think Kib's a little quiet. Okay.
I'm quiet on your end, but I was told my mic's too loud on my end.
Right. Okay. I'm just trying to think of how I wanna fix that. I think I'm gonna need to just lower, not entirely. Come on. Mouse is a thing. I'm gonna need to do that and then like bump you up in XSplit, I think. Yeah, that's possible because I can't really turn you up on my end because you're perfectly fine in my my headset. So it's my speaker,
which is weird. Yeah.
It's my speakers that are too quiet. That's the thing with it. It's not you necessarily. It's just my it'll be my speakers and stuff that are. Okay, so if we do that, then I can bump up the PC audio. It's what I used to do anyway with stuff that way. Hopefully that helps a bit.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I've basically just bumped up the PC audio by like 50%. If I need to lower that a bit so I'm not like too quiet now, I will happily do that. It's just that seems like the first obvious bit to deal with it.
Yeah. Rightio, I guess we're ready to dive into this, huh?
Yeah, Infinite Shadows, huh?
Infinite Shadows. As I walk through the shadow of death, I dare say, let me win.
We'll see. This set is a thing. But before we do that, we do have to go over a new rule that we have here, don't we? So,
it's been about 2 weeks since we managed to actually implement this stupid rule.
Yeah. And hey, it's worked out, I think. It should be pretty good, so...
Oh yeah, I think it'll work out in the grand scheme of things. So, last time, we ended up with starting with the wheel. I'm not sure why we did the wheel in the end in the first place. I think because the pack was a bit different for this one.
I think it was mostly just to keep to potentially go straight into the set because we didn't even have this this thing conceptualized before we ended the last set. This was something we've come up with in the 2 weeks before, in the meantime. So
in between,
So it was just one of those. Well, let's just get the wheel spin out of the way so that we can start the set strong, and just go straight into it, save some time that way. But then we kind of thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could swap out some of our cards that we have too many copies of for like other cards in the set that we didn't pull? And so
I mean, it was more like, I kind of missed the fact that I didn't get to draw this card because you got to draw this card. I didn't. I want to trade in some cards to get that card instead.
Yeah. So that is literally what we have. We have the card trade-in as a mechanic. Yes, I deliberately called it that because it's a card called trade-in and it's funny. But basically, we're gonna get to trade in a card that's either unplayable because of Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. So like if Convulsion of Nature you cannot play on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro without going through way too many hoops for it. So it's usually stuff that involves giving your opponent a card into their hand, or like putting the card face up in your deck or something. There's no function for that in Duel and Book even. So yeah, stuff like that, or cards that you have too many copies of, like that 10 or so copies of Dark World Lightning that I picked up in the last set. You know, we're going to allow a swap of one card that you picked up in any set that you've got in excess of for one card of the same rarity in the set that we have just opened. So in this case, it'll be Elemental Energy, and I guess I might as well just go straight into the sort of show of it here, because I already have the card that I want to set up here. I've talked about it a little bit. The only card that's really reasonable for me to do this with is Dark Deal, because I got only 2 copies of that. I don't think I'm going to play a third one anyway, but this is a good show and tell of it. So I'm in my collection. I have the 2 copies of Dark Deal there. On the same page, I actually have a couple of commons, which are in excess here. Good Goblin Housekeeping is a pretty reasonable one, just to say. Got 6 copies of that, so in between rounds, I'm going to trade one of the Good Goblin Housekeepings for an extra one of Dark Deal. And that's going to be a constant throughout the rest of this, is if we take the wheel spin, we're going to have 1 trade-in from the previous set. So if we missed a rare that we want, we have like 4 rares of something else, then we can pick it up.
Yeah. And there's a lot more to this as we're going through this, but the details of that will come up as we're going through the rest of this here.
Yeah.
In the meantime, on my end, in Elemental Energy, do I have any more? I have Arm Turn Changer. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I think the only trade I can see that I would really want, because I'm using ideas here. I may trade, we trade 1 for 1, we said?
Yeah.
1 for 1. So 1 rare for 1 rare.
Yep.
So I'm trading in 1 Armed Changer that's rare from Element Energy.
Yep.
To 1 King's Knight.
Aha! Yes. Okay. So that will now be added to your collection. If you wish to use that, you can. And yeah, like I say, well, as Kip said, there's more to it as well. There's I might end up actually showing it in between the next sets, because let's be real, this one coming up is not particularly good, but we will see. I might show off what's coming off it in this one. But yeah, Shadow of Infinity. I guess since we've got the formalities out of the way, we may as well just get straight into it. And I know you were working on your deck a little bit. I have some stuff with my deck set up already, but we'll see. I don't anticipate this is going to change much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and deafen up, get the set rolling, and see you in a bit.
Yep. Good luck. Good duel.
Alright. So this might look a little bit more awkward than last time in terms of the transitioning between things here. I'm just, because of the delay issues and stuff that I've been having, or like the syncing issues and whatnot, I'm going to try and not transition between scenes beyond that opening prep one. So this might look a little bit awkward, but yeah, we're just going to go ahead and maximize stuff when it comes back in. So, Shadow of Infinity, the first set of 2006. This set is bad, but at the same time, there are a couple of small, interesting things that I'd be looking for. It introduces the Sacred Beasts. At this time, the Egyptian gods were actually not in the TCG. I think there were unplayable versions, because I know I had like a blue-colored obelisk, like an actual blue card of obelisk that just had the flavor text and stuff on it. It didn't have any effects. You couldn't play it. We still did sometimes anyway because it was funny, but when we did, we played with the rules from Nightmare Troubadour actually, which is, they're very, very bad cards, to be honest. But hey, the Sacred Beasts are marginally better in some ways and a lot worse in others. You can at least summon Uria and Hamon by not having to have monsters on the field. Uria is a little bit hard to summon because you gotta face up continuous traps, or just traps in general. It doesn't have to be continuous, but its effect gives power per continuous trap, so you need to have them anyway. Hamon is, I think, the best one. It was like the Crystal Beast's quote-unquote boss monster for a fair while, because the Crystal Beast treated themselves as continuous spells when they got destroyed, so you could actually summon it somewhat easily, and it's a 4k butt that's kind of hard to get rid of. And then Raviel is just garbage. You have to have fiend monsters specifically. They don't have to be dark, which is weird, but you know, most of the good ones are anyway. And then, yeah, you get a token on the board every time your opponent normal summons, but that's just not very good, to be honest. Neo Bubbleman, also not particularly impressive. It's actually impossible to summon without cheating out with like a wild monster appears or something nowadays, because Metamorphosis is banned, but even if you use Metamorphosis, it's terrible, so don't bother. Cyber Dragon got a couple of upgrades in the biggest quotation marks ever created. They are strictly worse than regular Cyber Dragon, so I'm not even going to talk about them unless we get them. Speaking on Cyber Dragon, someone I can't use because I don't have the fusions, but Proto-Cyber Dragon is a Cyber Dragon whilst it's on the field. Can be useful to get fusion plates and stuff going, but obviously we don't really have much to go with that. Disciple of the Forbidden Spell is probably one of the most interesting cards of the set, and this should tell you how bad the set actually is here. When this thing gets summoned, you declare, if there's two of them in the grave, say, you get 2 attributes declared, and if this monster battles a face-up monster that has that attribute, it destroys it without actually the attack going through. And it is a warrior, and it's light, so in theory, chaos synergy, but you actually want these in the graveyard, so it's almost like anti-synergy. It's an interesting card because it can destroy stuff without actually doing damage calc, but it's pretty rough. Chainsaw Insect was okay back in the day with Skill Drain at 3, but with Skill Drain at 1, this thing's drawback is just so terrible. I used to play it too because it was fun. 2400 level 4 normal summon is pretty cool, but giving your opponent a card every time it battles, like even if they attack it, is like, oh no. Doomdozer was part of the Demise OTK that I used to play, but it is in this set, but it's kind of very specific. We will not have enough cards to use it. Hey, Carter Claw, how are you doing? But it's a 2800, like, banish 2 insects in the grave to summon it typing. It's powerful, but insect decks aren't generally that good, so it's kind of hard to use. Treeborn Frog is the best card of the set, without a shadow of a doubt. This thing is actually errated. It isn't supposed to be a once per turn in pre-errata, which is what we're playing, but to be honest, I don't think we're going to have anything in the standby phase that would actually let us. We don't have enemy controller or something like that, so I don't think we're going to be able to summon more copies of this. But hey, it comes back every turn if you don't have spell and traps, and that's good tribute fodder. So Kib could use it for the Monarchs if he wanted to. Otherwise, there's a couple of other one other frog in here, which is not super good. The 2 ritual monsters are interesting, if nothing else. Demise King of Armageddon had an OTK associated with Doomdozer, as I said. You ritual summon this with the End of the World ritual. Same with Ruin, actually. Both of them are summoned with that. And if you pay 2,000 life points, you destroy every other card on the field. It's actually really strong, it's just hard to bring out. The ritual spell is down here, and this actually requires you to exactly tribute levels as well. Most rituals are equal to or exceeds the level of the ritual monster. I guess because this one rituals 2 different cards, this one has to be exact, and it's pretty hard to do actually. Surprisingly. Advanced ritual art would help later on to get like Inset Knight and stuff for it, but we don't have that until a later set, so whatever. I guess the only other card I even care about here, and I don't even care about it because it's good, I care about it because it's limited, is Symbol of Heritage. It's like Premature Burial, but instead of having a cost, you have to have 3 monsters of the same name in your graveyard. We do have 3 Cyber Dragons, technically I could play it, but yeah, not really reliable. Karma Cut is okay. This is like the 2nd best card of the set. You have to discard. That's kind of expensive, but you banish one of your opponent's face-up monsters. It doesn't even destroy it, it just banishes it. And then any card in their graveyard with the same name also gets banished. So it's kind of like the anti-Disciple of the Forbidden spell. It's kind of weird. Other than that, it's basically just damage condenser. You also have to discard for this too. GX was full of discard cards, it's kind of terrible. But if you take battle damage, you can summon a monster from your deck that's equal to or weaker than the damage that you took in terms of attack points. So, you know, get a free summon out, well, a costly summon out the deck, but still, get a summon out the deck, it's not too bad. Otherwise, yeah, not really a lot. It also has like the worst card to ever exist, just about. Pay 500 life points, negate the activation of a spell card, and return it to the owner's hand. Why? Yeah, if it's got a big cost or something, then that's fine, but like, dude, that is such a terrible, terrible card to go on, so... I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with those ones, and it's a rare as well, so we're probably going to get like 5 of it. But whatever. Let's just go into Shadow of Infinity, 24 packs, let's crack stuff open. Hope we get a Treeborn Frog, that's pretty much about it. We do get Symbol of Heritage straight away. There's a Fusion Frog as well, it takes like 3 Des Frogs. Gets more power for the Treeborn Frogs in your graveyard, it's super weird. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but yeah. Nothing really worth even, you know, musing over in that pack, which I'm kind of expecting. Yeah, Princess Curran needs the Trial of the Princesses card that we got in the previous pack to do stuff. It's just like, nope, doesn't really do anything. It's and it's a monster you cannot summon except by the effect. We do get an ultimate rare Demise King of Armageddon. Okay, that's kind of cool, I suppose. Like I said, King of Armageddon blows the board up if you pay 2,000 life points. And its 2400 attack is okay. It's kind of low for a level 8, but, you know, if you're destroying every card on the field, that's kind of cool. I've been trying to play that in Legacy of the Duelist recently, and it didn't really come together, but still. Nice on the delivery. Magnet Circle level 2, if there was a deck that could use it, would be kind of okay. It special summons a level 2 or lower... Is it level 2 or lower? Yeah, level 2... Yeah, level 2 or lower machine type monster from your hand. So if there's a deck, I guess Spirals maybe later on, with like Spiral Quick Fix, I think is a machine that way. I'm pretty sure Quick Fix is banned, right? So you wouldn't be able to play multiples of it. But yeah, that's that kind of thing could potentially happen. There's Karma Cut at the very least, so that's okay. Nothing obviously too great otherwise. Generation Shift is kind of funny, if I remember rightly. It like destroys a monster on your field, and then gives you a copy of that monster out of your deck to your hand. So I suppose with Sangan, Witch of the Black Forest, that kind of thing, it would be okay. But otherwise, nothing too great. Saber Beetle has piercing at 2400. We've seen that several times already though, so it's just an inset flavor of it. There's a Proto-Cyber Dragon. If I get Twin later on, I guess that's okay, but right now we don't have access to it, so nothing too fancy. Memory Crusher is actually kind of funny. If this thing attacks directly, I believe it does damage equal to like 100 times the number of cards in your opponent's extra deck. So that's actually kind of funny at the moment, because we're playing extra deck cards just to play them. You know, Magical Scientist is a thing, but I'm not actually using that at the moment. So, you know, that's funny, but nothing else too great there. Yeah, not really anything even worth talking about in that pack. Basically just want Treeborn Frog, and that's it, really. Ancient Gear can special summon more of a hero kid. I think if it's destroyed... No, if it's special summoned, it special summons more hero kids. There's the worst card to ever exist. Okay, it's maybe not quite, but it might as well be. Adhesive Explosive is like the non-tournament version of Blast Sphere. If it gets attacked, it stops the attack, it equips to the monster that attacked. I believe that monster can't attack or change battle positions, and then in the opponent's next standby phase, that monster blows up. It doesn't do effect damage like Blast Sphere does, and it's not a Dark Machine, it's a Wind Machine, but you know, it delayed explosions, I suppose. Not exactly a great card, but we're not really expecting that in. There's a second Demise. Are you seriously telling me to play this? I have no Manju right now. I can't search the cards out. I have, like, nothing to do that with. We might have to look at that next set with trading mechanics and whatnot. Alright, I didn't want to talk about this, but Cyber Laser Dragon is not a great card. You have to use this Photon Generator unit in order to play it. Photon Generator unit literally is just tribute 2 Cyber Dragons on your field to summon this 2400 dumb butt over here. I think it's at least from hand deck or... Is it hand deck or graveyard? Yeah, it's hand deck or graveyard at least. You could discard it, I suppose, but... this thing only has 2400 attack, which is terrible. And its effect is that you can destroy a monster on the opponent's field that has a higher attack than this thing. It's not even a quick effect. If it was a quick effect, then I might have actually said, okay, that's worth it, because you could destroy the opponent's monster on their turn. But it's not even a quick effect, so it's very, very poor. Alright, Never Crush You. We've got 8 packs left and no Treeborn Fog at the moment. Second Karma Cut, okay. I don't think this card is going to be super useful, but again, we're clutching at straws for good cards in this set, so maybe it's going to be alright, who knows. Nothing really good here. The other worst card of the game, Full Salvo, is here though. This thing makes you send your entire hand to the graveyard, not even discard by the way. Send your entire hand to the graveyard, 200 damage per card that you send. This thing is literally worse than Sparks. Because if you have one card in your hand, you are using 2 cards to do 200 burn damage. It is literally worse than Sparks. And it's a trap too, so... Oh, here's an interesting one. We're not going to be able to play it because it's super rare. Divine Dragon Exalion. I'm actually going to go ahead and show this one here. When this card is normal summoned, it gets one of the following effects for each copy of it in the grave. It's another one of these. This is like, there's like 3 or 4 of them in this set, I think, that get more effects depending on how many copies of the card are in the graveyard as well. So yeah, it's a level 5, so you have to tribute summon this thing. Only starts at 1500. If you've got 1 in the graveyard, you could make it 2500, but that's just summon skulls, so kind of whatever. Or you can make it, what's the... I guess Ruin kind of has this effect? Tyrant Dragon has this effect, right? Blackluster Soldier, I suppose, is the thing, the other one for that you get the multi-attack thing. Or it does the Flame Wingman effect of burn damage for it. If you can get 2 of these in the graveyard and then summon the 3rd one, you could have a 2500 monster that can double attack, which is okay, but like, really? You know, is that really worth all the trouble that you're putting into it? I don't think so. But, you know, it is what it is. And that's a super rare. That should tell you how bad this set is, that is worthy of being a super rare. There's Doomdozer, I think that might be the first one. If this does battle damage to the opponent, I believe they send the top 2 cards of their deck to the graveyard, which is probably not actually very good anymore, but it was decent back in the day. 2 Doomdozer. Doomdozer was the card that you would play with Demise, because again, you got Insect Knight as a level 4, and I think Neobug worked as well, as level 4 insects that you would use Advanced Ritual Art to send from the deck to the graveyard to summon Demise, and then Doomdozer could special summon itself by banishing the 2 insects that you used, and then it did Megamorph to get to 5600 attack because you paid life points to blow the opponent's board up, and it was exactly 8000, so it's kind of neat. We did get a couple of Anteater Eating Ants, I just didn't mention them because it's a really, really bad card. There's another, oh, I mean, there it is, so there you go, you got it. It's got a funny artwork at least. There's another super rare here, BES Covered Core. This I think is like the 3rd BES monster that we've picked up, and they are all, well, Crystal Core I think was okay, but the rest of them are all pretty bad. This one is a 2 tribute monster for like 2500 attack. It can't be destroyed in battle. It gets only 2 counters, most of them get 3, but if it does battle, then you toss a coin, and if the coin works out in your favor, you know, then you don't remove the counter. Big deal. It's so bad. No Treeborn Fog, okay. So, yeah, I mean, I wasn't gonna play it, because I don't really have it. It doesn't work very well with Cyber Dragon, but no Treeborn Frog to speak of here. That's interesting. Okay, we did get 2 copies of Demise. Let's... Oh boy. Let's add that to the collection real quick. I tried to click and then the ad pushed the thing down. It's kind of weird. Alright. So... I suppose... I'm going to close that tab off, actually. Just to make absolute sure that we do not have anything messed up here. Oh, an ant that eats anteaters that eats anteater eating... Oh, God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, on the topic of anteater eating ant, I think I actually used to play this at one point, and I don't even know. I think I played it because it was dumb, not because it was actually good. You have to summon this thing by sending 2 spell or trap cards you control to the graveyard. You cannot summon it in normal ways. But it has like a Chaos Sorcerer style thing for spell or traps instead. You get to destroy 1 spell or trap card the opponent controls, but this 2000 attack monster can't attack at the same turn. I mean, that's kind of like whatever, you know. The spell trap destruction is decent. Having to send spell and traps that you control to the graveyard to summon it, though, is not good. If there's banished spell and traps from the graveyard, it'd probably be too good for the time period, but it would still be like actually considerable, you know? It'd be worth potentially using. But as it stands, it's pretty terrible, so it's kind of whatever. Alright, let's filter this down a little bit. Again, there's not a whole... There's a lot of ancient gear stuff that just doesn't do anything, really. I think there's a spell that lets you search a spell out your deck to the field, but then you can't activate it until next turn anyway. Yeah, here are two copies of Demise, so that's kind of cool. I only got 1 copy of Disciple of the Forbidden Spell. How? It's a common. How did I only get 1 copy of it? Are you serious? Alright, whatever. I mean, I wasn't gonna play it anyway, but like, dude. Alright, I did get enough of the ritual. Maybe I have to try and fix up Marju or something in the next thing. We'll go over that as when it comes up after the games. Yeah, 2 copies of Karma Cut. That's, again, one of the best cards out of the set, and that really doesn't say a whole lot. I'm pretty sure just about every single one of these cards is going to go in the poorer section. Let me just refresh my memory on this one here. Yeah, if it's successfully attached directly, you do damage for each card in their extra deck, which is at most 1500 burn damage. So I guess technically this could do 2500 damage, but like, that's a bit of a yikes. I don't really think that's going to be too good. Oh, I see. I got 1 copy of Disciple of the Forbidden Spell, but I get 10 copies of Photon Generator Unit. And 11 copies of Saber Beetle. Like, God forbid that we go without that card, huh? Oh, dear. Okay. Like I was saying, there isn't really a whole lot in this set. So I'm pretty sure I'm changing 0 cards out of my deck, actually. Because I just do not see anything in here that would actually be worth it. So yeah, normally I would go in and say, oh, here's what we're changing in the deck and stuff, but no, here's what the deck is gonna be. What I do need to go into, though, you might see a couple of cards in here that we have lamented that we have not had access to, like, at all in this thing. And this isn't because of the trade-in mechanic. Kib and I actually decided to implement actual trading in here as well. As it turns out, Kib had 4 copies of Sangan and more than 3 copies of Gravekeeper's Spy. So I traded for them. Quite literally traded for them. I traded in, was it the 4th Brow Huntsman of Darkworld that I had? I traded the Mystic Tomato that I got like 4 copies of out of the what's his face, tournament packs. Like, I got the 4th copy from there, so I traded in one of those. And we had an excess polymerization, so because he only pulled 1 of those, I traded him that as well. So we might see Mystic, you know, if he plays Mystic Tomato still, well, we might see a 3rd one now. which is something we didn't have before. But yeah, this means I actually have 3 copies of Gravekeeper's Spy now. So the previous deck that I played, the Dark World one, wouldn't really work with Sangan and stuff at all. I'm not convinced that the Dark World strat is the best one to play here, so I'm going for a little bit more of a like pure chaos style here. I'm gonna try out the Thunder Dragon. We did get our 3rd copy of it last, I think it was just last time round. Whenever we got the Dark Beginning 2-packs, I mean that might have been a couple of sets ago, but we got our 3 copies of that. So I kind of want to actually try this out. I don't think I can justify playing 1 copy of Poly. I do have the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. I don't know if I can justify playing 1 copy of Polymerization for the 1 like twin-headed that I have, because I'd have to draw that solo copy of Poly to work with the Thunder Dragon, right? So I don't think I can justify that, but I can use it for the fact that it's a light monster and it's discard fodder. So you see, we've actually got a couple of extra discard cards in the deck too. But let's just go over the stuff in general. Of course, we're playing Chaos because we pulled the TED. So we've got 1 Chaos Emperor Dragon, 2 Sorcerer. This probably gets cut down later on in the game, but for now, these are my heavier hitters. So we'll definitely go with that. We pulled the triple Cyber Dragon, so we're still playing that. That's probably going to be the case for, well, maybe until I get Black Wings, actually. That would be the, maybe then I'd switch. 1 copy of Exile Force has made it to the main deck now. It was in the side deck before, but with an extra Searcher and Sangan, plus the fact of Cyber Dragon and Exile Force together are pretty damn strong, actually. Like, Special Summon Cyber Dragon, Normal Summon Exile Force, get a Destruction, go from there. The Gravekeeper's package, Kib only has 1 Cyber Dragon at the moment, but that's not really why I'm playing it. It's more just because they're Dark Monsters, they search themselves out, they've got big defense hits, so I can, you know, keep them on the field quite happily. And Gravekeeper's Guard bounces one of his monsters back to hand, so that's obviously pretty good. We haven't really gotten to see Gravekeeper's Spy do nearly as much as I would like it to in this thing, just because I didn't have them for the longest time. But, you know, we'll hopefully get to see it a bit more now. 2 Mirage Dragon, this card has been overperforming so far. It forces him to use his trap cards early, or he can't use them at all. And he has Mirror Force, so like this stops him from playing Mirror Force. It's obviously super good. Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke is still the highest attack light monster that I could normal summon, and it does have an okay effect as well. Like, if I force him into a defensive play, this thing just destroys the face-up defense monster, so that's kind of good. Sangan has come in. The previous deck I was playing with the Dark World stuff had like no targets for Sangan, but this one has quite a few more. Like all the Gravekeeper's cards, all the Gravekeeper's cards even. Exiled Force, Spirit Reaper, Witch of the Black Forest was always there, but like Spirit Reaper, Exile Force, and the Gravekeeper stuff are all targets for it, so that's pretty good. The Spirit Reaper is just unkillable by battle. That can slow him down quite a bit, because he hasn't... I don't think he's got many Smashing Ground and stuff at the moment. I know he's only got 1 Fisher. Hasn't really been playing them. So Spirit Reaper's quite a nuisance at the moment. Like, he has to compulse it or something, and that doesn't really do much. 3 Thunder Dragon to make up the rest of the light stuff. If you discard one of these, you can get 2 Thunder Dragon out of the deck. This obviously helps a lot just to get extra cards out of the deck. It thins out the bad stuff, gets a light in the grave, and it gives me a couple of targets for the Lightning Vortex later on. Or for Tribe Infecting Virus, because I can just discard Thunder Dragon, get 2 more, and instead of just 1 discard, now I have 2 that I can use for Tribe here. This card is just a beast. It's been so good the whole way through, and yep, definitely keep hold of that. And then the 2 Witch of the Black Forest is just search out most of the deck, really. It doesn't work with the Gravekeepers, but it does work with all of my more aggressive stuff up here. And you can search out Thunder Dragon with Witch. So if he destroys Witch, I get Thunder Dragon, I pitch Thunder Dragon, get my other 2 out of the deck, and I've got Chaos on board. So yeah, Witch of the Black Forest is definitely going in here. And then for the spell card stuff, Book of Moon has been super good. I'd love to play more of this, but I only have the 1. Brain Control, this is pre-errata, so it can work on anything. But honestly, most of the cards that we're going up against at the moment are normal summon monsters anyway, so that's fine. Confiscation, just a pure staple here. This will probably be played until we are told we can't play it. one way or another. Dark Hole and 2 Lightning Vortex are our removal package here. Normally I play Smashing Ground instead of the Vortex, but because I've got the extra discard synergy here, kind of want to play that and see how it works. Greatsword Charity is just one of the best cards in the game, there's no way we can get rid of that. Gonna try out Metamorphosis here because all of my high level stuff, with the exception of CED, which I wouldn't want to metamorphosize anyway, my Cyber Dragons and my Chaos Sorcerers are both valid targets to metamorphosize into some of my extra deck down here. Like, I can't play the King Dragons, but like, level 5 I can go into Dark Ball to the Terrible, which prevents normal spells if I pay 1,000 life points, so like, that's really good against, against a lot of the stuff on his turn. Level 6 can go into Ryu Senshi, which blocks out trap cards if I pay some life points. So again, pretty powerful effects off of that. So I kind of want to try it. I don't know if it's going to be good, because it is strictly a combo card, but we'll see. Maybe it actually does something. Mystical Space Typhoon, Noble and Cross Out, and Polygree, these are all standards that we've had for quite a while. Cross Out is still super good because it just gets rid of defense stuff. All of the other things other than... I mean, Exile Force and Dark Hole can get rid of face downs, but they're a little bit trickier to use that way, so Cross Out is still stupid good. Premature Burial does synergize pretty well with stuff like Metamorphosis, so there is always that to go with it, and it's just a revival card. He has Monster Reborn, I kind of have to have something that way. Then for the traps, Wing Blast has been performing about as good as I thought it would, that is amazingly. So I'm actually going to play 3 of them here, and we've got the extra discard fodder, so should be fine. Dust Tornado is a pretty good staple, and then my 2 trap holes here. I did have Sakuretsu armor, but I've kind of noticed that Sakuretsu isn't as good as I want it to be right now. I think destroying the monsters when they're summoned is generally been better for me. And if I need something to work in the battle phase, I've got Wing Blast. So my 1 copy of Sakuretsu armor isn't really going to stay in here. For the side deck, Cyberjar is still not super good in this current build, because Thunder Dragon can't be summoned with Cyberjar, right? But if I transition into what my side deck actually has here, if the Thunder Dragon just doesn't work out, I have more of a flip package in here, because Night Assailant can also work as discard fodder. And if I play a lot of what I have in my side deck, Cyberjar becomes a lot better. So, it's a transition. But for now, I have like 9 monsters in my 22 that can't be summoned by Cyberjar. And that seems a little bit too high. So we're going to leave it out for now, but it is in the side deck because it is a dumb good card. Drillroid is kind of like Sasuke, but a little bit weaker, and it destroys monsters when they're face down monsters too. It does flip them up, so it's not quite as good as Mystic Swordsman 2 in that aspect, but it can destroy face up monsters as well, so it's the hybrid between the two. Pretty decent card. Magician of Faith has made it back to the side deck because I'm not playing the Dark World package here. This is just a stupid good card in general, but it is getting to be a little on the slow side when we have things like Cyber Dragon, and he keeps stealing it with Change of Heart, so, gotta be a little bit careful on that one. Night Assailant for the discard stuff, I will have Flip Synergy with the Gravekeepers and, Cyberjar Faith, stuff like that. Zabo, because if I'm going to take out the Thunder Dragons, I'm going to need more light monsters, and, I have that in Faith, so... that's a pretty easy replacement there. And Zombira, if I need to take out the Gravekeepers for whatever reason, Zombira is a generally good card that still works on the deck. Oh, excuse me. Throat's getting choked up. Yeah, Zombira still works on Dark Monster stuff pretty well, so there is that. And then for the spells, got Cold Wave, because, Cold Wave plus CED is busted, but I only have 1 CED, so it's a little bit harder to set up. So, it's not a mainstay, but it's still there. Dark World Lightning still destroys face-down stuff. It can destroy spell traps as well. So even though I don't have the synergy stuff for it, it's still worth it. If I have Thunder Dragon, then I can discard Thunder Dragon off of it and not really have an issue. It also does just give me Chaos discard synergy stuff as well, so, not a bad card. Giant Trunade I've been pretty unimpressed by. Even though I have Premature Burial, which synergizes amazingly with Trunade, I just haven't really seen it actually be useful. So, I don't know, maybe Trunade plus CED is pretty good, but yeah, it just hasn't really done enough for me to justify it right now. So side deck it is. This might actually come out later on. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens, I suppose. Pot of Avarice, because we have a lot of discard stuff, right? I mean, Thunder Dragon is a pretty good example of that. If you can get, like, you discard one Thunder Dragon, get the 2 out your deck. You Lightning Vortex, there's the second one in the grave. You could then Avarice later on to get the Thunder Dragons back into the deck, and discard the third one that you had in order to get the other 2 straight back out. So, you know, there's good ways very good ways to go on plus with this, and it's just a good card in general. It says draw 2 is really hard not to play, even though it doesn't work quite as well with Chaos stuff, right? Works good with Gratekeeper's Spy, mind you. So, you know, generally good card. Probably should be in the main deck, but Metamorphosis is taking the spot at the moment. And then Scapegoat, I have not been able to play this card, unfortunately. I don't even know why. This card is really good. I mean, he played Piercing for a bit, played Burn for a bit, so maybe I've just not had the right matchups to use it in. But I have not gotten as much out of Scapegoat as I should have. Wait until we get to Synchros, and God forbid if we get to Links and Code of the Duelist and stuff, then it's actually going to be stupid. But for now, it is a good card, I just haven't got the space for it at the moment, and it hasn't actually done anything when I've played it, so whatever. Splashing Grounds in case I decide that the discard stuff is not going to work out, like I want to play Lightning Vortex, but if for just a simple 1-for-1 is better, then that's what we're going with. And Trap Dust Shoot, because Trap Dust Shoot is busted if you go first, but it's not very good generally if you go second, because most of the time your opponent's going to end up paring their hand down below 4, and yeah, it's, unless you get into a really weird board state, usually not going to be able to play Dust Shoot after like the first couple of turns. So if I'm not going first, I don't want this card, really. Especially when this deck is kind of a going second deck at this point, because Cyber Dragon at 3 is just so good. I suppose the way that I've constructed this one, though, I can kind of go first or second. I'd almost rather go first in some instances, just because I could set Spy, but yeah. That's pretty much what we got, though. I don't think I'm changing anything out of that, so I am just going to say we are ready. And yeah, I guess we will just go with that. So the deck is different from last time. Like, if we look at, again, what my version 3 thing is here, this deck was full on Dark World Synergy, right? And it was cool. But I don't think it's generally the best deck. I mean, maybe Thunder Dragon aside, this deck I think is a lot more consistent. It might not be quite as explosive, like it's not going to be as high rolly, but it's definitely more consistent. And that's kind of what I'm favoring here. I feel like if I just play the consistent deck, I'm going to win most of the time, right? In comparison to trying to high roll it too much. That's more or less what I'm hoping for out of this. Is just play the deck, which is more just consistently good, even if it doesn't have quite as high a ceiling. That's why Horus is not in here as well. Like, don't get me wrong, Horus plus Cyber Dragon, with Cyber Dragon for the tribute fodder is super strong, but it's very, very high rolly. And I'm not necessarily about that right now. I kind of want to just play... I want to play consistent and see what Kib actually brings to the table. Like, if I need to change up things in the future rounds to combat something that's unexpected, then that's what we'll do for it then. But without trying to be too much like what Nimnim's done in the thing here, I feel like I have the position right now where I can afford to, like, play the consistent game, play the waiting game, and see if something bigger comes up. That might end up changing next set though, depending on what we actually draw. Because I might well actually use the banish stuff. It's a bit anti-synergistic with chaos though, so I don't know. But DD Survivor is so strong. We'll see. But yeah, other than, I mean, there's a fair few things in here which are different from what I would have played in the past. Obviously, CED was banned long before now, so would have been Blacklist a Soldier there. I'm pretty sure that was still legal at this time. But yeah, there are a fair few things in here that were actually legal at the time and I would have played. I undervalued Phoenix Wingman Blasto. This card is much better than I ever expected it to be. I don't know, I guess we never really encountered it as kids. We never really factored in just how powerful spinning a card to the top of the opponent's deck would be. I think I did play it on occasion, but I think the discard cost probably put me off it compared to a lot of the other stuff. I liked Compulsory Evacuation Device a lot as a kid, so I wasn't against having like a -1 for a good effect. But I think the discard part of it really just made it a bit too spicy for me. I was much more into playing stuff like Creature Swap and, you know, Battle Recruiters and stuff. But Wing Blast is very, very powerful. You know what probably didn't help that actually is that I wasn't playing when Ryza came out. I never actually got to see Ryza the Storm Monarch. That's coming in probably about 3 or 4 sets from now, I think. And that, on Tribute Summon, that spins a card on the field to the top of the owner's deck. And I think had I actually seen that played, I would have valued Wing Blast a lot more. Because Ryza was undisputed one of, if not the best card in the metagame when it came out. Because Monarchs were very, very powerful. We just have not been able to pull like any of them on our end. Kib's got one of each, which is kind of funny. But yeah, we just haven't really been able to pull any of the Monarchs on our side. So again, there's a fair few things I just have not been able to demonstrate just how powerful they are. Mobius especially is a huge one that I would have loved to have had. Like, thank God I have Dust Tornado and NST here at least, because I have some way of removing back row, but yeah, no Mobius is a problem. Because Cyber Dragons plus Mobius would have been stupid good, right? Treeborn Fog plus Mobius would have been very handy here. So there's one interesting point about a lot of the decks at the time here, is that other than CED, right, none of my monsters are above 2300 attack. It's kind of funny that you look at it and go, oh, there are quite a few monsters that had like really high attack values and stuff, and they just weren't competitive. You know, we've already seen Blue Eyes be a thing. Like Dark Magician of Chaos was good. We don't have that, so obviously I can't use it. But D-Mark was strong. But for the most part, like, the monsters just aren't actually that high in attack power. And like, even back in the day, like, attack power didn't matter as much as you would expect. Like, you don't want to have stupidly, like, weenie only monsters, but I mean, unless you're Melfi's, I guess. But no. You don't want to have just like monsters that have no battle power, but most of the game, even back in the day, was won and lost by the power of the spells and traps and such. Not necessarily by how high an attack your monster had. So I mentioned before that Demise is kind of weak as a level 8 2400 monster, but Demise is stronger than everything in this deck that isn't Chaos Emperor Dragon. Yeah, and even very early on in the game, as you say, the really strong high attack monsters just weren't that great, right? It's a nice Blue Eyes you had there. It would be a shame if I had Trap Hole. The difference, and probably one of the main reasons why we don't have more very high attack monsters in this deck, the key difference is when special summoning from the graveyard is big, right? I think during the format here, Monster Reborn was banned, but Call of the Haunted was limited. So you could play Premature and Call. You would have more Reborn effects than I have in the deck here. And at that point, if you can get the high level monster in the grave, and then special it that way, that's obviously much more powerful, right? Plus, we don't have Jinzo. Jinzo was such a ridiculous feature for so long in the metagame that Jinzo kind of shut out a lot of the other strong monsters, up until Monarchs came in. Yeah, Graceful Charity with revival stuff was exactly the way that it was done. But even then, it didn't tend to be anything bigger than, like, Summon Skull. I don't even think Summon Skull was played up until Jinzo came out. And then even then, Jinzo was usually the highest attack monster that you would see played. But Jinzo was an absolutely suppressive force when it came out. It might be hard to think of that now, where, you know, you saw, like, my Blackwing deck as Icarus attack is his only trap, right? My Blue Eyes deck, I think, has 0 traps in it whatsoever. You'd think, oh, well, you know, traps are much, much worse now than they used to be. But, you know, so it's like, oh, why was Jinzo ever good then? But it's like, well, I mean, you see some of the stuff that we have available, and are actually good because we don't have the ridiculous spamming and, like, negate everything type thing here. If we wanted to play negation stuff, we'd probably be playing Solemn Judgment if we had it. And Solemn Judgment costs half your life points every time. It's a very, very strong card, don't get me wrong, but back in the day it wasn't really played because that losing half your life points to play one negation usually wasn't worth it, because then if the opponent managed to turn the game around at all, you know, if you negated the wrong card, then you're hosed, right? We actually saw that we've been seeing that quite a bit in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! From Simo, with himself and MBT. That they, excuse me, my throat's just not cooperating right now. Excuse me. that a lot of the times, like, they have ended up playing Solemn Judgment, but quite often they have solemned, or have had to solemn on the open, like, as the opening act, more or less. They've had to pay the full 4,000 life, I say full, but they've had to pay the 4,000 life points to solemn a card, and it's just like, that is such a risky move in a game that has, like, Darkhole Regeki, but they don't have it now, but they have, for quite a while, they had, like, Darkhole Regeki, Snatch Steal, Change of Heart, It's so dangerous to solemn and lose 4,000 life points for it, right? But that was genuinely the best option that they had, and that we would have had right now too. Yeah, like Magic Jammer is a thing. Magic Drain was kind of good for a while, but Magic Drain, I mean, I could probably still play it now actually, but I'm not really playing a type of deck that would want to Magic Drain. So, yeah. Seems like Kiba's got a bunch of edits to make, huh? That's kind of interesting, actually. I didn't think he would have had that much to do, but hey, I wonder if he's trying to incorporate that to King's Knight, like the King, Queen, Jack's Knight stuff. I kind of hope not, because I don't think that's a particularly viable play, but that's just me. Like, it's definitely not the worst thing that you could play. But let me tell you, the moment that he draws Jack's Knight, it's gonna be depressing. That's all I can say off of it. Because the problem with the Knight stuff, since we've got time, I can show it here. Yeah, maybe he saw something in the set that he wanted, or I mean, he's probably been working on the deck for a little bit, so he might have, like, seen a different idea or whatnot. But yeah, so the problem with this card, right? When this is normal summoned, while you control the Queen's Knight, you can special summon one Jack's Knight from your deck. That's the problem right there. It is only from your deck. It's kind of cool. Like, Queen's Knight is a 1500, 1600 light warrior, so like in that aspect, it's kind of neat. You've got the lights, they're warriors. You can use reinforcement of the army for them. Sangan and Witch can search out Queen and King respectively. But yeah, the problem is that if you draw the Jack's Knight, then you can't summon Jack's Knight. It has to be in the deck, and it's just like, really? Like, how, And Jack's Knight is not even playable if it goes into your hand either. It's 1900 level 5 normal. It's not even playable if you actually get it in your hand. Now, we do both have Pot of Avarice, so he could, like, discard it and shuffle it back in, and then hope that he doesn't just redraw it, but yeah, I don't know. And then what are you actually doing with these anyway? They're all below 2000 attack, right? So I'm not actually sure what the game plan would be when they are on the field. I mean, later on we'll get stuff for it, but meow.
Cat.
Alright, so how was that then?
That was a very interesting draw. Put it that way.
Yeah, I was slightly surprised. I thought there'd be less to do, but obviously you found something to go with here. So
Again, I'm having ideas, but
All right.
we'll see if it works or not.
Yeah. Oh. There's me putting in the password wrong because, of course, fat fingering another thing here. Alright.
Finger.
Yep, alright, so just making sure I am still on the right thing here. Oh. I got right. Okay, that's fine.
Alright.
Azrael knows how legendarily bad I am at rock, paper, scissors,
Oh, yeah.
so...
Oh, yeah.
Alright, stand by me. We're gonna set a card and pass. Go ahead.
Alright. Interesting. Stand by main.
Yeah, it is kind of hilarious.
And let's summon.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine. Alright. Then battle phase?
Yeah, I will take it.
Then end turn.
Alright, stand by main. I swear, one of these days I'm gonna get Malevolent Catastrophe from either a structure deck or the promo thing, and I'm gonna punish you for keeping on setting all your stuff before you actually attack her. One of these days! I mean, it's not in a regular set, so... Alright, well, we're gonna special summon Cyber Dragon.
Yep.
Battle phase? I guess I'll try and attack. Yeah, I was kind of thinking something like that would come up, but that's fine. Decent bit of life points lost, but we're fine. Main 2, we are going to set 1, and I'm actually going to play Metamorphosis. So it's the first time I'm actually playing this one here. We're going to tribute our Cyber Dragon, and obviously I'm assuming this goes through. We're going to special summon a level 5 fusion from our fusion deck, extra deck here, which is going to be Dark Bolts of the Terrible. And that'll do. Yeah, slightly less attack, but that effect is really good.
Yeah, that's definitely not bad there. Alright, standby, main.
I probably should have actually Metamorphosis in main 1, because if my attack did go through, it would have negated the effect of your Shining Angel, so you wouldn't have surged, but, you know, whatever.
Well... Interesting. Alright. Actually... I can still do that. That's only for special summon, but...
Thinking intensifies. I just realized this dude's got wings too. I don't think that was in the original artwork. I know the horns.
Yeah,
I know the horns were censored, but I don't remember him having wings.
Alright, you know what? I'm going to... tribute
Okay.
to summon.
Yep, that's that is a move that works. Okay.
Alright, man, battle phase... attack bolter?
I'm gonna Wing Blast. I'll discard my Lightning Vortex when I find the thing to graveyard, and we will spin Silver to the top of the deck.
Will this timing work, Brownie? No? Yeah, didn't think so. Top of the deck then.
Yeah.
Let's end turn then.
Alright.
Actually, oh well.
Is there something
No,
you wanted
go
to do?
ahead. No. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll bite the ball on that one.
Okay. Battle phase, we'll just hit in. Alright, actually get some damage on the board. Alright, go ahead. That's it from me. Very exciting turn, I know, but we're kind of a bit low on cards here, so...
Well, now I can do this.
Yeah, now you can special it. Yep.
Then I can do that.
Yep.
Alright, then battle phase, Cyber Dragon attacks.
Yep, I have no response at this point, so we will take our 100 to the grave he goes.
Then Brawn
And
attacks.
you are going to take 200, because that is a Gravekeeper Spy. Which will now trigger, and Spy will come out as the second one onto the field.
Interesting. Alright.
Okay, stand by main. Indeed. Alright, so I know you've got your Dark World in hand, which is a little scary. Well, you know, the cool thing about Dark Bolts the Terrible is he is actually legitimately a Dark. So we're gonna banish, and we're gonna put Chaos Sorcerer on the field.
Fun times.
Any response?
Nope.
Okay. I think I'm actually gonna use his effect and banish your Brawn. So he won't get to attack this turn, but yeah, I'm actually going to do it that way because that keeps you off of your own Dark in the grave right now, and I know you have a Dark World in hand to discard, so and I think I need to keep you off of a monster in general here. I'm going to normal summon Exiled Force.
Oh.
And
shit.
I'm going to get rid of him to tribute him to destroy Cyber Dragon. Go ahead.
Interesting.
Because I know otherwise you could just tribute summon Silver and just crash, and I'd rather keep my my Chaos Sword in play right now if I can. I'm not sure if that was the right play in the end, but I think it's okay.
Well, I'll set that. And I'll enter into that.
Alright. Stand by main. My last card in hand was Cross Out. So we'll go after, obviously we'll go after banishing that. Is that a wrench in the plans I see here? Okay, it's a regular effect monster, so we don't have to worry about anything that way. I'm not going to risk fight 2k balls here, we're just going to go battle and swing in. Main 2, I will set 1 and go.
Alright, then stand by main.
It's funny that we actually still have the same number of total cards here.
Well, we haven't drew anything to draw, really. So, let's do this then. Let's end turn.
This is scary. Alright. Stand by main. I'm going to discard my not Cyber Dragon, my Thunder Dragon, my other dragon, so I can now get 2 copies of that to my hand. Kind of glad I can at least get rid of them just now, before it becomes too problematic. So yeah, obviously her hand is 2 Thunder Dragons, big deal, but you know, it's better than having them in the deck still.
Yeah.
They're good discard fodder, if nothing else. But I think I just go battle and just try and attack in here. Yeah, okay. Sure, go ahead.
Stand by, man.
Noticing a bit of a difference. Cal is anime and Kim is real life. Oh no.
Well, I don't think yeah, I don't have a choice here. I'm going to do it this way.
Alright.
800, target's
yeah,
Chaos Sorcerer.
Yep. I obviously have no response to that.
Then he goes to the grave.
Oh, right.
Oops, shit. Get back up here. Fucking card in the middle. Oh well. Alright then, battle phase. I could have.
You've just been told. Yeah, you could have used the effect before you tributed it off. I was curious, I will admit.
I just realized that. Not a little too late, but that's my fault then.
Yeah.
Alright, well then, battle phase. Yeah, Great Keeper.
He goes.
Yeah.
Alright, stand by man. Ugh. This is weird. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Did you want to end phase MST or are you
No.
Okay. I know I shouldn't know that, but obviously mistakes happen, so it's just making sure that you didn't want to hit it before it could get played.
Thean, we're playing with pre-errata, and Brain Control is part of the errata cards.
Yeah.
So Brain Control right now says pay 100 life points and target one face-up monster your opponent controls that can be normal summoned or set. Pre-errata, it does not say that can be normal summoned or set.
Yep.
So it can be Brain Control. So we're playing pre-errata rules here. So Brain Control was fine in that regard.
Yep, it was.
Alright, well, I'll instead do this.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, that's fine. To the hand that goes.
And we'll set that. Then we'll set that. Then battle phase.
It is the third spy, so
So no more Great Keeper. Or you have Great Keeper.
I have Guard, yeah, so I'm gonna special summon Guard in defense here. That's the last one, though.
Yep. Alright then.
Alright. On draw, I guess I'm gonna activate MST myself and just get rid of the face down. Yeah, okay, target.
It can be activated? Yeah, it can.
You can,
actually.
yeah.
You know what? I'll target my own face down card.
Yep, that's fine. I had a feeling you might do something like that. Okay, so here's the nice thing about having Thunder Dragon and discard stuff. We're gonna summon Tribe. And I'm going... Yeah, Great Keeper's Guard's a spellcaster, so I can pitch that, declare Fiend, and it still only just destroys Silver, rather than destroying the guard as well. Also, I forgot to go main phase, but whatever. Battle phase, we're gonna hit it. It doesn't matter in this case, so I'm okay with that. But... Alright, go ahead.
Alright then, stand by main. This is gonna be a tight fit here. This is gonna be a really tight fit here.
Oh my. It is cutting it pretty close at the moment, I'll say.
This is gonna be really tight here. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna change a heart.
Uh-oh.
Let me have a taste of that tribe there.
Oh no. this could
Now
go
we
bad real quick.
discard that card.
Yep. Spellcaster, right?
And and declare a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Alright. Wait, no, not yet. Battle phase. This one attacks directly.
Yep, for 16.
Then main phase 2 will set this one and turn.
Ooh, and then I get that back,
control.
yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had other ways I was gonna not to hand, whatever. I had other ways I was gonna do it, but I'm sorry.
Just had to do it that way though.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm
1,000.
Yeah.
1,500. Yeah.
Yeah.
Proto-Cyber Dragon counts as a card then. Yeah.
It does, yes. Alternatively, I had removal that I could have used. I had Dark Hole in hand. I might as well say it. So if I had any normal summon, then I would have just Dark Holed and gone from there.
And you, again, you had every draw that you needed to do that.
Yeah, I had Dark Hole and I had all of my spies on the board, and I was like, silver versus like 3 spies. Like I had to wait until I could actually summon something else before I could dingy that. It was playing the long game there, that's for sure. That was pretty close though. I
mean, you had an option to do a lot though. Like I don't think I could have caught up regardless.
Yeah, when it did kind of snowball a bit in the mid game.
No, I'm just not gonna side this.
My opening hand was so atrocious though. It was like Cyber Dragon Chaos Sword and like Wing Blast and basically a bunch of unplayables. Okay, well, I am going to discard a Thunder Dragon, and we are going to get a Thunder Dragon out of my deck. We're gonna normal summon a Mirage Dragon, all of the dragons, and we're gonna set one down and go.
Alright then, stand by me. Well,
I'm gonna bombless that. I don't think I can let you get the effect off that easily.
Banish it. Yep.
Yep.
I punched that one wrong. Oh well. Alright.
Okay, anything on draw?
Nope.
Okay. Well, let's just go for battle then and just try and hit in for the 1600. Main 2, set 1, and go.
Stand by main. Well, I should have done this in the first turn.
Yeah, oh, this sucks. Oh god. If I don't do this, you're gonna get a summon out of the hand. I have to. I'm gonna Book of Moon my own Mirage Dragon. So you don't get the discard because it didn't destroy anything.
Alright. Mirage Dragon had 1,000.
It had 600.
600 defense.
Oh, this is terrible. Oh, fucking hell, okay. Yeah.
Well, this is the only option then.
To the grave he goes. Oh god, okay.
Interesting way to start this.
Go.
Wow. Alright.
Oh god.
Break the battle.
Yeah, I will take the 1,000. Oh dear. Okay.
Alright.
let's actually try and do something here. Special summon Cyber Dragon.
Alright.
Wasn't actually expecting that to be okay. There's like a literally 0 chance that you don't have something for this, but we're gonna go in and try and attack. Yeah. Yep, that's fine. Go ahead then.
Alright.
Hex Seal beats! As soon as it goes through,
Hex sealed run, man. Hex sealed runs. Alright. Well.
Oh, this is depressing.
That man's turn.
Oh my
This is
God,
rough. This is interesting.
What is happening here? Go!
You know what?
Yeah, Endface MST, there it goes. It is Wing Blast, so that's actually a pretty good one.
That's better.
Yep, that's what you want to do.
Alright.
Dude, if you could see this hand. This hand is glorious, that's all I'm gonna say. Doesn't look like yours is much better, mind you.
Well, it's interesting.
What are the odds that you actually have that Cyber Dragon in hand right now and just can't play it? Because you've already got the thing on board.
Let's set that. Main phase 2. Then I'll end turn.
Okay, let's get rid of this stupid hand here. I'm gonna play Graceful Charity.
I'd rather not.
That's probably game over, but okay, go ahead.
Pay 1,000. Your opponent discards a card. Well,
yeah, it's even.
I really didn't want to.
It's even your own choice.
But this, I'm gonna discard it with these here.
Oh. Oh, now see, that wasn't what I expected at all. Oh, okay then.
I mean, either you don't get a draw or I don't get the swords, and I'd rather have you not draw.
Well, yeah, no, I was expecting like silver. That's what I've been.
I mean, yeah, but.
Alright, go ahead then. I think I might be able to live like one more turn of this before it gets too serious. Yeah, that Graceful would have basically been a free draw, like draw 3 cards right now because, you know I have Thunder Dragon in hand, so.
Yep.
Yep, I will take it all.
Yep. Hello, Temis. Tim. Nope, I'm just gonna enter in there.
There's no way I'm winning that. You want to talk about dead draws, good sir?
It goes back and forth.
It
I know.
really
it's
does.
Crazy.
It really does.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. All right. I may actually have to think about this.
I'll have to actually let you in on what happened in that game at the end of it because that was hilarious. It's funny because I had a feeling that might happen with some of the cards I was playing, but I wanted to try it anyway, and this just goes to show sometimes.
Alright. Now you get to choose.
Yeah.
Very well. Then you will stand by and you will main. We will set. We will set. Go for broke.
Alright, anything on draw?
Nope.
Then I'm gonna wear MST to face down and in draw phase.
Do I want to activate it?
You cannot, because it's not a normal spell, it's a quick play.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start off with Sasuke. And we'll hit in to the face down. Yep. Okay.
Sangan. Lost a 1500 or less attack.
I even have one of those now. Thank you.
That's amazing how much help it is, right?
Oh yeah.
I
mean, it changed the deck I was playing here because I didn't really have anything that I could summon with it, or like pull out with it in the previous one. Had Brow, I think, and Witch, and that was it.
I think I need... No, I can't get that. I can't get that, actually. Yeah, you know what? Let's just grab you.
Yep, okay. Main 2, we will set Zon and Tool. Go ahead.
1 and 2, 1 and 10. Alright. Stand by main. Alright. Well, I'll have to set. And then I'll set that one. And then turn.
Okay, let's keep the pressure on the stuff here. I'm going to Dust Tornado your face down.
Nope, can't do it.
Ooh, Karma Cut. Interesting. Okay. Alright, stand by main. So, I am relatively sure that that's Shining Angel. Do I want to do anything about that? What have you've got a Dark in the Grave, so it's possible. No, I think I just play as is. I'm gonna normal summon the Witch.
Alright.
Battle phase, Witch can go in. Yeah.
Into the grave. Now I have to summon a monster.
Yeah, see, the theory was that if it was too strong for Witch to get over, if it wasn't Shining Angel, then Sasuke can also destroy any defense monsters, so even if it was something as big... I know you're not on spot right now, but even if it was like Royal Magical Library or something like that that I've seen you play before...
Yep.
Yeah, sure, it doesn't matter if 1 light versus 2 isn't probably going to make much of a difference here, so we'll take 400 and get what you actually want out of the deck now.
Well, I have so many options.
And unfortunately, none of them are Wing Kuribo because you didn't pull them. Just the level 10 one.
No, let's just keep this here.
Okay. Go ahead.
Alright then, stand by me.
Dark Deal has been pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Like, that completely killed momentum in the previous game, so...
Yeah.
Isn't it weird how you could actually stop Swords of Revealing Light with that, by the way, even though that's got a continuous like effect?
Yeah.
They really just did not.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, expected.
Well, this was the obvious thing.
On summon, before you can do the banishing, because we don't have priority now, I'm going to Wing Blast. I was tempted to do this on the Shining Angel last turn, but yeah, I'm going to discard Spirit Reaper and spin Sorcerer to the top of the deck.
Back to the top?
Yep.
So the cards are still banished then?
Yes. I didn't, like... I mean, even if I did stop the summon, the banish part is for the cost of summoning it, so...
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Set that. Battle phase.
Oh.
Now I'm just gonna enter.
Okay. I had that 300 ready just in case, but
Yep.
Alright, stand my main. Yeah, let's just hit.
And then
Because at this point it doesn't matter whether you've got, like, you know, lights or that way, so... Yeah, I guess I will just hit that then. I wasn't actually anticipating smacking something else, but yeah. That works. Main 2,
it does.
main 2, set 1, and go.
oh, stand by main. Well,
That's a
nice
good
draw.
one. I ain't got an out to that. No Ash Blossom in my hand, so...
yep. Alright. Well, now... Yep, I'm gonna activate swords.
Let's blow the board up, buddy. Alright. Oh, you do have Chaos Sword alive now, right? Banish your 5, get your 5 out, so because you're turn player, so...
Yep.
Oh, right. Mirror Force, Brain Control... What is that? No. Yeah, no. Tomato, Beige, Brain Control, Dark Lord, Lightning. Ugh, okay. That's kind of annoying, but... It's funny, because my alternative was something else I could have used there, too. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is gonna hurt. I guess I do still need to special it, and then we have Dark Hole, my own Brain Control. Kind of funny how we both pulled that.
Amazing.
Yeah, Sork of my own, and Wind Blast. Yeah, this turn is gonna hurt.
Sure is. Alright. Well, I think this is the obvious thing. Yep, this is the obvious thing, but brain control.
Okay.
And then we tribute. Have I summoned this turn? No.
No, I don't think you did. I think the
No. I used swords, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you
I think
used
I used-
swords before you set the tomato? The tomato was face down from last turn, right?
Yeah, the tone was based
Yeah.
on last turn, yeah, because he didn't attack it.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so this is right. So, tribute those two.
Whoa. Whoa, yeah, okay. Uh-oh. Oh god. Yep.
I was considering brain control, but like, no, I need more options. So.
Ooh, this is rough. Okay.
Well, guess what?
It gets worse. Oh, don't tell me you've got 2 of them. Because you can summon another one as well. Oh boy.
Not two, but that's a good one.
Ugh, yeah. That's gonna hurt.
And battle phase.
Yep, it's 18.
16.
Oh, 16, right. I'll do 26 for the demark then. Yikes.
28, 23, 16.
Yeah, I mean, I did 18 by accident on the beige because I keep forgetting what the sing is, so...
1, 6600. That's 6600. Give yourself 100 more points then. I think.
I shouldn't need
Give
to.
yourself 200 more points.
I took 1800 from the beige instead of 16, but I took 26 instead of 28 from the DMark to make up for it. So I've done them separate. So 18, 26, 23. I should be good on that.
Okay, that's right then. That's right then. All right. Then main 2. Let's set.
I wonder what it could be. Or one of them, at least. Oh God.
That Swords was a heck of a draw. Like I can't deny that. That Swords was a heck of a draw.
Okay, well if you have Dark Deal, then you have it. I've got to try. No, if you have Dark Deal to negate this, I not much I can do. I've got to try.
Oh, no, I can't stop that.
Right,
So,
DMark gets banished, yep, and then okay. Well in that case we just go 1, 2, and turn. 1 on swords.
Yep. Stand by.
I'm still gonna try and punch through Mirror Force at some point too. Jeez.
All right. I think. That's it.
You did not just top deck the second slug. Just show it to me if you did. Oh God.
Well, not the Sog, but No.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Then reactivate. Targets your face down.
Yeah. Alright. To the grave he goes. Can't stop that, so your last one gets discarded.
Oh. Then battle phase.
Wing blast. Oh, you have the malfunction for that as well, yo!
That's game.
You got it, buddy! Okay, that is one hell of a way of finishing that, I'm not gonna lie, yeah.
That was a draw! Wow. I mean, you had the Dark Hole, definitely, but man, that Cyber Dragon was the draw, and I had malfunction before when I set the swords. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had Mirage Dragon and Sork in hand.
You just got back, Brownie. I just won.
Yeah, you took it.
I just finished it.
I could have summoned Sork, but I didn't think I'd need to with what was there, right? It seemed a bit of a poor, spot to put it down, because I couldn't get rid of anything from it, so it's like...
Oh, actually, I could have done this too, because I did have a Dark Weapon.
No. You cannot summon other monsters to turn you activate this card. You had Special Cyber Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
So...
Yeah, that's right. And then...
Yeah, obviously I knew Mirror Force was going to be a thing. Okay, that second game, dude. That second game, I had 2 Thunder Dragon and Metamorphosis in my opening hand. So that's why I only searched 1 Thunder Dragon when I pinged that.
That's what I figured. I figured either that or you cited 1 Thunder Dragon, which wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, it wouldn't really make sense. And then Exiled Force was in my hand for quite a while, but there wasn't really anything I could use it on, right? I wasn't exactly going to play Exiled Force down on just, the Hex Seal or whatnot. It was... Yeah, no, that game was just an absolute disaster, and then
in every sense of the word.
and then this one went wrong with the Cyberjar set. Yeah. I had
the Cyberjar. Now you know why I don't run it anymore.
I mean, I had Spy in hand as well, which I could have set instead, and I was like, no, Cyberjar is probably the better insurance here. And then, yeah, Swords kind of ruined that. I was like, oh, maybe I should have set the Mirage Dragon instead of thinking that. I would have had more life points and stuff that way, but I don't know. It's a tough one. I probably should have set it, and I wouldn't have taken quite as much damage off the stuff there. But yeah, that can happen though. So yeah, not really much else to sort of go with in terms of what was being played here. I did side quite a lot of the stuff out actually, because like when the Thunder Dragon stuff completely dead drew in game 2, I was like, well, I did have a backup plan in case that happened, and it was going back to a lot more of the flip type stuff for it, just because thinking, well, obviously Magician of Faith is really good. Gravekeeper Spy is a flip, so Night Assailant works with that, you know. So I thought, generally, so this is the thing, like, generally I figured this would be the more, like, consistent approach. Like, Dark Worlds are really good when they high roll and they do well with stuff, right? You get your discard, you get your draws, Graceful Charity turns into, like, draw 5, it's, you know, and all the fun stuff like that. But I felt like they were going to be too high rolly, and so I didn't want to just go down that path every time of it, because I figured that it was going to end up becoming too much of a liability as we go on later in, especially at the end of the next set. But yeah, I don't know. It was one of those that I didn't think it performed well enough to keep going with it. So I wanted to see how you would approach this one and see where things would go from there, because it's, you know, it's a two-sided game after all. I wanted to see what adaptations you would make, and
I originally was going to. As you knew, I decided to trade in for the King's Knight because I was debating on using the Knight's Circle, because I had reinforcement of the army, I had Warrior returning alive and such, and I wanted to use the Warriors to get my light monsters going, to get more light monsters out, and that was going to be my fodder for light, to get my Chaos Sorcerer out. But then I was drawing some of the cards that I was getting, and like some of the cards I drew, that, you know, some of these cards do work if you use them right. Which, Dark World Lightning, like, double-edged sword, you target a set card, destroy it, but then you discard one card. And I have a card that benefits from being discarded. So, like, I could not run the Dark World monsters at that point. So, I had to reorder the light monsters and just go with the idea there. And I was originally going to do something interesting, because I knew for certain, for 100% fact, you were going to run your Cyber Dragons. Like, you were going to run them and your Chaos Emperor Dragon. Like, you were going to run those regardless.
Yep.
So, I was debating on running the Cyber Laser Dragon.
Okay.
Because I do that, the Cyber Laser
Dragon,
which required, because it requires 2 Cyber Dragons, technically, to run. But it had a moderate use, like, for turns you can destroy 1 monster with attack or defense equal to it or higher than the attack card. Which, if you had a strong monster, then yeah, you would have had that as well.
Yeah.
But I realized that was a bit more of a gamble to use that, because that's relying on you getting a Cyber Dragon out, then relying on me getting a Cyber Dragon out, then brain controlling your Cyber Dragon, and then using those 2 at the same time. Like, it was a bit much set up. Like, no.
Yeah,
I didn't want to use that.
Yeah. No, I was sort of thinking, I was thinking along those lines for a second. I was like, whoa, hang on a minute. You wouldn't be able to tribute mine like that just on the field. You would have to take control of them
because
first.
I had brain control or change of heart, which I had change of heart, I had brain control, I had other ways to control your monsters.
Yeah.
So I had ways around it.
Yeah.
But then I realized how what's that word? How crazy, how what is that word? When fortuitous? How strenuous? How...
There's a couple I can think of. Gimmicky is obviously one. Combo heavy is obviously a thing with that. You need the exact combination of cards to do the stuff there.
Yeah. And I wasn't gonna do that. And the other card I was considering was Damage Condenser.
Oh, okay.
Because I had drawn 2 of those actually.
Oh, very nice.
And because it says we take battle damage, it's card 1 card, but that's a cost,
yes,
not a use.
Correct.
So it wouldn't have made more sense. But it still would have been allowed me to special summon a monster if you did some direct damage or the battle damage you gave me. Which, when you had Chaos Sorcerer, I would have been able to summon like, not Saborg, not Chaos Sorcerer, but like Saborg and the other monarchs.
Yep.
So I was using those as well. And then you see I have Treeborn Frog. I drew 3.
Oh.
And I was considering using those too.
I got 0.
And... oh.
I didn't get a single Treeborn Frog. That's funny.
But yeah, I was considering using Treeborn Frog as well to make that a thing.
Yep.
But it only works for 1 Treeborn Frog, so I was like, I'll use 1 Treeborn Frog then.
Yeah.
But man, that's a hard one. That's a hard one to use, kind of. I mean, it's nice, especially summon it, but you can't have any spell or trap cards to activate and to resolve the effect.
Yeah, you gotta make sure your back row is clear when you do it. But it's a free trick.
And I rely heavily on the fucking back row.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a bit. So I used 1 just in case I wanted a tribute summon for one of the monarchs.
Yep.
And I was considering running the other monarchs, but that doesn't compare to one of the big ones I drew, or one of the big ones I opened.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what kind of deck I would be needing to make to run him. I don't know what kind of deck I would need to run. I would need to run a really big, really specific deck for this card. But I may just do a practice run just so I can try and run Uria.
Oh, you got the Slifer one. Yo,
yeah,
that's
Lord
cool.
of Searing Flames. Yep.
I didn't get a single Ultra in this set, but I'm okay with that considering where we are at the moment. Yeah, that's a cool card. I don't know how good it generally is, but like I was saying, I mean, it's
not. It's from Brownie saying it's the best of the 3. You have to summon it by sending 3 face-up trap cards.
Yeah, usually continuous.
And cannot be special summoned any other way.
Yep.
But it gains 1,000 attack for each continuous trap card in the graveyard. And once per turn, target 1 spell's trap card your opponent controls, destroy a target. Neither player can activate spell or trap cards in response.
Yep.
So it is an unblockable. Yeah, I'm gonna nuke your trap cards.
Yeah, it's pretty neat in that aspect. I'd argue that Hamon is probably the one that saw the most play at the very least, because Crystal Beasts later on put themselves in the spell and trap zone as continuous spells, and it's just got 4,000 attack defense straight up. So I'd argue that Hamon is probably the best one, but Uria, if you could build the right thing for it, you'd probably need to go back towards, I would say, more story type stuff off of that, because it uses continuous traps, right? You would probably need to go back to a more to that sort of style a little bit more, but it's definitely possible. I wouldn't say, like, you know, don't try it because it's cool, but oh no, I lied. I got 1 Ultra. I got 1 Cyber Laser Dragon. Whoop-de-doo. I'm not playing it because it's garbage, but you know. How am I going to get 2 Cyber Dragons on the board anyway? You can only special summon 1 of them. But
the only other thing I could have done was run Cyber Barrier Dragon, which I also drew.
Oh god. Yeah, no, don't.
But so I was like, no. I mean, it's not bad, but no.
It is bad. No, I'm sorry, it is bad. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that one. Alright, so hollows, I got 5 in the set. I got BS Covered Core, you know, so my boss rush deck is still going good, I guess. I got one copy of that Divine Dragon Excellion that we were talking about before, the one that you need multiple copies of it in the grave to get its effects going.
Yeah.
I got the 1 Laser Dragon, and then I got 1 regular and 1 ultimate rare, Demise King of Armageddon. Guess who did?
You got demised.
Guess who didn't draw a single Manju when we were playing Invasion of Chaos? I have like nothing I can use it with right now. But
You didn't even draw End of the World?
Oh no, I've got End of the World, but like I have no searches for the ritual stuff. Right? The whole point is I need like Manju, or I've got one Senju, and I think I've got maybe 2 Sonic Bird or something. But like I have no way of searching the cards out. So it's like, how am I supposed to use this? Right? I want to because it's cool. This actually is pretty nostalgic for me because one of the last decks I ever built before I moved away to uni and couldn't play the game properly was Demise OTK, using Demise, Doomdozer. We used like advanced ritual art to get the normal insects out of the grave so you could special summon Doomdozer. You pay the 2,000 for Demise to nuke the whole board. You then special summon the Doomdozer, put Megamorph on the Doomdozer to put it at 5,600 attack, and it's exact lethal from 8,000. To attack with Demise and Doomdozer with double power. And that was an actual deck in the past that was kind of cool. It was combo, obviously, so it didn't always work, but that was actually a legitimate deck in the past, and I got 2 Demise and I think 2 Doomdozer as well, like right near the end of the opening, so, you know, that was cool. I don't think I will play it, although I might try Demise if I use the trade-in stuff here, we'll see, but just because it's cool, not because it's actually going to be the best thing ever, but hey. Yeah, other than that, I got 2 Karma Cut, which I'm not even sure I'm going to play, to be honest. It's okay, but I've never really seen value in it that much. And I guess it's good against Shining Angel, maybe, but other than that...
First edition, Ancient Gear Cannon, Ancient Gear Factory, Beelzebug, Beelzefrog. No, that's Beelzefrog.
Yeah.
That's
Beelzefrog.
Hero Kid. The Malfunction is a holograph.
Oh, yeah, that's Ultimate Red. Nice. Yeah, I didn't pull Malfunction at all. I don't think I would have played it because it's a 1-turn reprieve. It's not terrible, but like...
Well, it stops you from using your damn Phoenix Wind.
It sure does.
And that helped me get the win.
It sure did. I was like, oh god. It's funny because I don't really use traps that often, but you know, it's like the one trap that I have that way. Too bad there's not a curse seal for trap cards, huh?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's about it for me in this set. Yeah, no Treeborn Fog is kind of annoying, but maybe we'll fix that up later. I mean, I could fix it up just now. I don't know whether or not taking the wheel is the best thing on this one, but we shall see.
Depends on what you want. Well, I mean, if we want to... Okay, so, while we're thinking about that, why don't we explain, like, what the trade-in is, like, going to be for this set? I don't know if we explained it fully.
Yeah.
I don't know if you explained it fully on your end, or what.
No,
but,
I deliberately was holding out until we got to the end of the set, because this is where it matters now. So,
yeah.
The idea behind this, if I go into... hang on, I need to... Sorry, exploit stuff, I need to minimize the other bit so I can actually show the document here. If I go into the rules thing here, we've set up like 2 ways for this to work. If we spin the wheel, then we can trade in, as we did at the start of the stream for the elemental energy stuff, we can trade in 1 surplus or unplayable card from the collection that we have for 1 card in the set that was just drafted. So I could get that Treeborn Fog if I want to by trading in a rare. However...
Question, actually.
Go on.
Limited is for 2, right?
Yeah, if it's a limited card, then you only need 2 copies of it. Again, surplus is more cards than you can play of a
Yeah, so I was making sure, because I drew a lot of the symbol of heritage.
Yes. So it's like 2+ copies of a banned or limited card, 3 copies of a semi-limited, and 4 of an unlimited. Yeah. Or any copies of a card that we've actually banned in the series, like last turn, but you know, that's a different story. However, the second point, as I've got up here, you can forfeit your bonus wheel for the round in order to trade for multiple surplus copies of your stuff from any set that we have drafted so far. So that means I've been talking a lot about that Manju with the 10,000 hands that I don't have. It's a common in Invasion of Chaos. If I want to, I could give up the wheel for this round, don't spin it at all, and trade in 3 common cards to get Manju with the 10,000 hands. Or I can go further back if for some reason say, I don't know, you didn't take Pot of Greed in your first draw or something, and it's like, well, now I have 5 copies of insert Dom Rare here. Let's give up the wheel for a round and get Pot of Greed off of that, right?
Yeah.
This only counts for core sets. It will not count for any of the bonus stuff like Dark Beginning 1, 2, like reprint stuff like that. It doesn't count for the duelist packs like Jade and Yuki and whatnot. It is only for the core sets. I have actually in the doc, as I've been going down and noting every set and stuff and when they're released and all that, I have actually put in bold the sets which are not core. So if you end up looking down, like Hidden Arsenal is not a core set, that's later on. We will not be able to trade for any of the cards in there after we're done with that set, as an example.
So, and we also mentioned that, he's also mentioned that if you trade the wheel away for the trade and whatnot, if you are the loser of the last round, you trade it in, you have to spin the wheel once?
Both. To make it simple, both winner and loser will only forfeit 1 round.
Okay.
However, the winner can trade for 4 cards, where the loser can only trade for 3. That is still the thing there. Yeah, the winner of the round may trade up to 4 cards in. So you could trade in to get, if you needed Manju, you could have traded in for Manju and for 1 extra card from somewhere. Or you could get your playset of Phoenix Wing Blast and 1 extra card, whatever you want, if you've got the cards to trade for it. But I can only take 3, so if I do give it up, then I have to trade specifically for that.
All right, that makes sense. So, oh wait, Brownie, you can't hear a sound? Can you not hear the music? And Cal?
Uh-oh.
Hey, Cal, guess what?
Oh no.
Guess what?
That's not good.
That's happening on my end now.
Why? For the record, audio here is
Brownie,
fine.
So Brownie, just to make sure, you can only hear me. You can't hear Cal, the music, or any of the sound effects happening in like the web browser or anything at all. Because again, I have to double check this because I see it on my end. I see the sound thing going off. Yep. Okay.
That's exactly what I've been experiencing, dude.
Go figure. How long has that been happening for, Brownie? How long has that been going on for? Because Cal was explaining a lot of the details there, and I hate to put all the details to skip out on that in the backlogs.
For the record, if you could, I might need to get in touch with Brownie at some point to give him these rules and stuff later on. If you want to,
just as I finish talking about the loser wheel. Well,
okay, well that's not too bad then, right?
That's not too bad then, but that's still the details then, right? So, the quick summary of the loser wheel I was trying to say is that Cal's trying to make sure of it, but if either the winner or the loser takes the trade in and not the wheel, the loser. Well, they both have to skip the wheel. Well, not skip the wheel. They skip the wheel. They take the trade in, but they have to spin the wheel next time, winner or loser, regardless. But if the loser trades in, they can trade for up to 3 cards from any past sets. If you're the winner, you can trade in for the past 4, trading with 4 cards from any past set. And this is strictly limited to just the packs opening. So if I go to the opening packs here. So any of the packs we've opened so far, Legend of Blue Eyes, Metal Raiders, Magic Ruler, Duelist, Destiny, Flaming Eternity, any of the past sets we've opened so far here, we can go back to trade in the surplus of cards for any cards that we missed out on these. We can't go to like Dark Beginnings, Dark Revelations. We can't go to the side packs. No Jading Yuki, no Chaz, no Zane packs, whatever. It's strictly to the main packs that we're opening. So there's that. Aside from that as well, we also said, regardless if we do, did we say regardless of spin the wheel or not? If we spin the wheel or not, do we get 1 trade-in from the previous pack regardless? Or is it with the wheel and a trade-in?
Do you want to have the 1 from this set regardless? Because I don't mind. I can put that in. I didn't specifically mention yes or no on that, so
Well, I'm just asking that because we did say after the wheel last time we were going to trade from the previous pack.
Yeah,
obviously.
so...
But I don't know if we're allowing one trading from the previous pack previously regardless. Before you answer that, let me stop the stream and restart.
Yeah, okay. Technical difficulties.
Freaking amazing, though.
I know.
Freaking amazing. I'm glad it ended after the duel ended.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm glad it ended after the duel ended. Like, regardless of that, I'm glad it ended after.
Yeah.
So I can split this into 2 VODs for the VOD channel later.
Mm-hmm. And GG's, dude. Like, honestly, that was cool.
That was a good draw, regardless of like what.
Hey, it happens. That's the thing with it, you know. Okay, so.
Nice. So stream it again. All right, Brownie, if you're still here, can you make sure the audio is coming in from both ends here? XSplit is jeez, XSplit. Yep, you can hear music, you can hear Cal. Okay.
So the way that I have it worded at the moment is that you would take one of the 2 options. So if you either spin the wheel and get the one trade from just the set that we've drafted right now, so it'll be Shadow of Infinity in this case, or you take the trade in for, trading in multiple cards from the previous sets. That's how I have it worded, but I am totally okay with changing that if you want to have the one from just a previous set in addition, because that might make it more of an incentive, right? Yeah, because I'm wondering if that's something to add to the wheel, or just add that regardless to the retrade in. Yeah, maybe we could just do it that way then. So we always get the option to trade in from the previous set, 1 card, but if you give up the wheel, then you get the multi-stuff from the previous names.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense.
I will have that changed up later on. Since I know you're there, Brownie, obviously I know you're not in my thing at the moment, I would like to have a chat with you on Discord at some point, because I could send you the draft doc that the rules stuff, because I've been updating that quite a bit, obviously, as we go in. If you wanted to do your I know there's been talk about doing the whole like round robin type thing with this. If you wanted to see what exactly I have been working with here and what to use it as a base, then that's something Brownie, I wouldn't mind.
I did send it to you already, Brownie, but Cal's updating us as we go.
Yeah.
So he's updating us as we go. He's going the extra mile for us here, so he can give you the updated version as we're going through this to like get the little details that we're asking ourselves, or if anyone else is asking us. More so, I'm asking this because I'm asking a lot of questions that I think other people would ask. Because if I was watching this, I'm like, okay, hang on.
Yeah.
Because I asked a lot of questions there was a lot of questions I asked to Brownie when we were opening the packs last time. Because I know I asked about full sub. I know I asked about the generator?
Photon generator unit, right?
Yeah, the photon generator unit for 2 Cyber Dragons, and the trap card.
Mm-hmm.
Condenser, the condenser.
Yep.
So I know that's got a lot of questions there. So it's more me asking the questions, but like if anyone else has any details that we need to stamp out and whatnot, like we kind of need to make sure we get the details out.
Right. And I mean, I enjoy having the questions stuff asked, because I've always said this is not just like me rigidly defining the rules of the stuff here, because there's a lot of things one person won't think about, and also it's always good to have multiple opinions on a lot of the stuff going through as well. It's like you've seen the way that I've ended up going is like, would you like it to work this way? Would it be better to work that way? Because I don't necessarily know all of the stuff there. So Alright, so let's go over what we would spin on the wheel, though. If you want to take the wheel, it is Dark Revelation 2 is the tournament / reprint pack on this one, which is a chance. I have not actually pulled one in testing, but it's a chance to get CED or BLS. They are in that set.
In the tournament
in Dark Revelation 2, that's the one that we're opening off of this wheel. If we were to take it.
Oh.
So
if we take the
Yeah, if you take the wheel and you get Tournament Pack off of it, it's Dark Revelation 2, which is, again, it's like Invasion of Chaos and Ancient Sanctuary, I think are the reference sets, like the two that are in there. So there is a shot at the 2 Chaos monsters again.
So Dark Revelation 2 is coming back, alright.
The decks themselves, there's only one, if you roll Structure Deck, it is Spellcaster's Judgment. Or, actually, no, there are 2. Spellcaster's Judgment or Starter Deck 2006. They're in slightly different segments, because one's a structure, one's a starter, but they both came out in between Shadow of Infinity and Enemy of Justice, so those are the sets there. And then promo is 2006 at this point. If you have the rule stock like open, I have a list of all of the cards down there, but of course you can look through the card lists like Wikipedia stuff and see them that way. But some highlights. I guess the special edition box, the Shadow of Infinity, has got like Acid Trap Hole or Ryoku. Those are kind of cool. The sneak peek would be for Enemy of Justice. That's Helios. That's kind of terrible. The tins have Cyber Dragon, however, so there is that. And hey, win Karibo if you really needed it. You know, there is that.
I mean, at this point,
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon's actually a promo in 2006 as well. Like that, unironically, might actually be kind of cool. Not even to summon it normally, but to cheat it out of the deck later on, is what I mean.
Yeah.
There are ways of using it even if you don't summon it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. So if you do take the wheel, those are what's there.
Yeah, that's the wheel. The other thing that we're forgetting is the 5% chance or 2% chance to get trade-in.
Yep.
For the winner's wheel, it is upscale, which is, as it sounds, if we do the regular trade-in like usual, like if you want to trade in like one rare for another rare, or one ultra rare for an ultra rare. Upscale is trading, say, 3 rares for a super rare, or 3 super rares for an ultra rare, and so on.
Yep.
Like 3 commons for a rare, 3 rares for a super rare, you know, that kind of thing. And there are a number of super rares, or rares or super rares that we wouldn't mind having. Secret rares, super rares, whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, an odd chance there. That's, but the loser side had, what was
you trade 6 instead of 3 on your wheel. It's basically you, instead of giving up the wheel, you would basically get 2. Oops! Oh, don't spin, you fool! Whatever. Doesn't matter. I wanted to try and like drag it onto the thing. It's like, damn. You basically trade in 6. You get 6 cards instead of 3 for your trade-in.
Small chance to trade in for 6 rather than 3.
And
any previous tag.
And it doesn't give up the wheel spin for the next round. Like you could still do the trade-in next round if you wanted to as well. It's not restricted like, you know, the other one is. So we figured that would be a bit more reasonable for it because you've got a small chance of trading more cards in so you can better fix up the collection that you want. And because it's from every set from the one on the wheel, then that just generally works out quite nicely. But the winners one, we wanted to give a proper incentive off of that. So upscale is one heck of a good pull if you get it. Because trading in any 3 of a given rarity for 1 card from any core set that we've drawn so far, you do only get the 1 trade off of it, but you are getting ultras and stuff like that.
It is 1 single card from any card you want. As long as you have cards for it.
And you are
and that's not surplus.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. You do not have to trade surplus if you get the upscale on the winner's wheel. That is the big draw for it. So there is finally an incentive on the winner's wheel, which is significantly better, but also not super likely to come up, so that it isn't, oh, you know, you're winning all the time, you get all the goodwill type stuff off of it. No, there is an incentive to actually win, but it's not like so game breaking or so likely to come up that it's going to be, you know.
It's like that $1 million wedge in Wheel of Fortune. You have to get it and keep it.
It's not going to snowball as much because it's such a low chance to come up, right? But if it comes up, oh boy, is that going to be amazing! Because you can go and get so many good cards from the previous sets and stuff. Okay, so I guess at this point then it is we will decide ourselves if we want to roll our wheel or what we do for the trade and stuff, and then open Enemy of Justice, and we'll reconvene with our decks and stuff. We'll talk about what we did on the wheel and whatnot after, like we usually do, right? So
Yep. Sounds fair.
yeah, I've given you the winner's wheel as you've seen in the thing. I don't need to give you the loser's wheel on this one because, you didn't lose. So there's no point in giving you one that you don't use. So yeah, if you want to use it, it's there. As I've mentioned what the stuff is already, but if you look through the table at the bottom of the rules thing, you can see all of what you would be taking from there as well. Yeah, I will see you at the Enemy of Justice draft then. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Good luck and good doing.
Yeah. Have fun, buddy.
Have fun.